This is Jock from Cool Movie Reviews. I am back with a double header today. Actually, man, I'm starting to push them out, man. Like I said, I'm back in attack. I got my camera right again. We good. We in here. Real quick, I want to thank everyone for viewing my content and subscribing to the channel. And like I said, man, I'm promising I'm coming with the heat, man. It's been a little delay, so if you've watched my other video, Avatar, man, go check that out. I just did my review on that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, let me stop rambling. Cue that intro, and we're going to get into what we're reviewing today once we get back. Boom. All right, I'm back, guys, and my name is Jock with Cool Movie Reviews. And if you're new to my channel, like I said, welcome. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the cool family, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button when you come in. Get the content out there, get it in the YouTube streets. And the people that are viewing my videos, man, thank y'all for watching, man. I really appreciate that. But anyway, we didn't stop at that rambling. Let's come and talk about what I'm reviewing today. I'm reviewing the show that came on Amazon called Swarm. Now, I kind of stumbled onto this show by accident, being on the internet streets, listening to everybody, and the viral moment that went viral on this show was actually what attracted me to watch this show. And if you guys don't know, it's the Chloe Bailey and Damson Idris scene in the beginning of the show when they're getting down, okay? This is a kid-friendly channel, so I ain't gonna say too much crazy stuff. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, just go watch it. So that once that went down like it did, it went viral, and everybody's like, "Oh, what is Swarm?" Da, 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 da. And that's a great marketing ploy. They did that on purpose because they need the traffic to come and watch this particular show. So anyway, this show is directed and I think it's directed by Danny Glover. And if you don't know who Danny Glover is, he's the guy that is, man, he's a talented brother, man. This brother he's acted in the show Atlanta. Danny's been in many things, man. He he does music. So if you don't know who Danny Glover is, man, Google him. Good brother, man. And he's a unique mind. I put his mind in the lane of the Jordan Peels of the world. Like they got that quirky, humorous, freakishly awkward type of style of art when it comes to like directing and movie and just shows and stuff. And he didn't disappoint with this, man. So Swarm is basically about this young sister. And before I get there, let's get into the cast, man. We got Dominique Fishback, who plays Drea, Chloe Bailey, who plays Marissa, who's her sister. Damson Idris is Marissa's lover or whatnot. You got Billie Eilish in here. You got plenty of people in here. But basically what the show is about, is it's about fandom, right? It takes us on a journey on Drea, who is an obsessed fan with this particular artist. It's almost a play on Beyonce and the Beehive, if that makes sense. And it almost kind of tries to go down that route of how fandom can affect the normal person. And what I mean by fandom, if you're an obsessed fan, right? If you're a fan, everybody has their fan of somebody, right? Somebody or something. And when it comes to music, particularly music, you got movie fans, yes, but particularly music. I mean, you have stands of groups like the Nicki Minaj group. I think hers are the Barbs, and then Beyonce has the Beehive, and then I think the Rihanna has her little crew, and Cardi B has her crew. So it's a play on that, with a little bit of extra twists and turns in there. And this is a non-spoiler review. Now this is, I believe, a 7-episode show, and each episode has is different. It has its own different feel to it. And like I said, we start off where you have Drea, who is a fan of this particular artist, and this artist you really can't do no wrong. Now, like I said, it reminds me of the Beyonce character, if that makes sense, in a way to where if you say anything about Beyonce, you might have a fan that will probably literally kill you over Beyonce. And in this show, in this particular episode 1, kind of go down that road. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it as non-spoilery as possible because I want you, my audience, if you haven't seen it, to go see it and just literally sit down and watch it. Like I said, each episode follows our main character, Dre, and it follows her on her journey of consequence and her trying to get to that particular goal, which is that particular artist. She'll do anything to get to that artist. She'll rob, steal, kill, literally anything, because she's so obsessed. And her sister, who's played by Chloe Bailey, Marissa, is the only person that she has to kind of keep her in check and keep her insane. And something happens to her sister in this show, early in the show, that kind of just throws it off the nails and the rockers. So the good things I liked about this show is each episode was different. And each episode had its own unique style to it. And you could tell I believe each episode probably was directed by a different director, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look it up later. But each episode, you can tell, has its own different flavor. And what they did was they took different stories, because a lot of people were thinking this series was real, like this was real life, and it's actually not. But the way Danny Glover maneuvered it and made it to where it almost felt like real life. So I literally had to go in and Google some stuff. There's events that happen in this show that happen in real life, but it's not based off a true character, if that makes sense. And if you watch the show, you'll know what I'm talking about. So kudos to Danny Glover on that. Number 2, how the series was shot. It was shot almost like, if you watch Atlanta, it was almost shot like almost Atlanta, but a little bit different. When I mean the color palette of the show and how, Atlanta has that. When you watch Atlanta has that gloomy, not even say gloomy, but a different color palette, right? So shout out to, again, Danny Glover. You can tell he's had his hands in the pot on this particular series. So shout out to him on that. Number 3, what I like is the acting. What's her name? Fishback. Dominique Fishback. She acted her butt off in this particular movie, man. And again, I usually at the end of my reviews, I give my MVPs. But she did it. The acting was amazing. Chloe Bailey. She's working. She's trying. I still have a little critique with her. She still has to grow on me with a lot of stuff. Her antics lately, man, she's been kind of off a little bit, but I mean, she did what she did. She tried. The sex scene she had was interesting, per se. I won't go into that too much details, but it was. And then Damus Idris, who plays in Snowfall, this cat, man, he's the next up and coming actor. Behind Jonathan Majors. This brother's getting a lot of roles and a lot of acting gigs, and it's going to continue for him. He didn't disappoint in Snowfall, and he's not disappointed. He didn't disappoint in Swarm. So shout out to that brother. So let's get into things I didn't like. I think one big thing I didn't like, and this is probably the only thing I really didn't like, well, we get to the second one, was I wanted to explore the fact of the actual... And what I was going to say is a spoiler. I wanted to explore the actual fandom part of it, right? The obsessed fandom. Like I said, each episode was different in a way where it made you think in episode 1 that we're going down this stalkerish fandom type of thing where she's going to be stalking the artist that she really loves, and we're going to get into a life of a stalker, basically. That is, you hear about some people stalking their favorite artists and getting in their house and breaking in their stuff and acting a fool. But in this series, we explored it on a small, minute level, but we didn't explore it on a big scale like we should have, and I think that was a missed opportunity. Another thing I didn't like, the episodes to me were a little bit too long. Again, there's a sweet spot between the 30 minutes and 45 minutes. Some episodes like 50 minutes. I'm like, now you can cut that down. Again, cut it down. Because people's attention spans are so short now. You can binge watch it, but sometimes I don't have time to watch all the whole shows every day. Now, some shows were short, episodes were shorter than others, so wasn't bad there. My third thing I didn't like was how it ended. The ending was weak as hell. Weak. It was lackluster, and it wasn't what I expected. And I think that's when I'm about to get my final score, is why I kind of counted it how I counted it, because you worked all the way up to this to get to that, and when you watching, you'll know what I'm saying. I'm like, missed opportunity again. So my final score for Swarm, the TV series. Yet it did some good things. Like I said, the acting, the color palette, what you were trying to do in episode 1, but it didn't carry over into the remaining episodes, and specifically episode 7 was the weakest out of the series. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And so that's my final score for that particular show. If you haven't watched it, it's on Amazon Prime. If you ain't doing nothing, if you want to explore that particular piece of that, check it out. Also, it has some, again, like I told you earlier, some real life elements in it. Also has some real life elements from a celebrity point of view. So some things happen in the real life to a couple of celebrities in here that you're going to see in this particular series. So that is my review of Swarm. How I do my shows, I don't do my review on each show. I do it on the whole series as a whole. So if you would like me to start going forward to do episode by episode, let me know, and I'll definitely do that. But anyway, my name is Jock. I'm with Cool Movie Reviews. Thank you for sticking around and hearing me blabble and talk about a Swarm. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Holla at your boy. Peace.